Sorry about that. We have a little malfunction over here in the studio, live in New Jersey. In any event, today is my special guest, somebody that I've actually known now for about 4 years. Her name is Mia Iannotti, and she is in marketing. She's been doing marketing now for 20 years. She worked with some real heavy hitters, one of which is Toyota Automotive. So me and I met 4 years ago through social media. I'm going to let Mia actually tell the story and actually how we met. The information that this woman has is explosive. And the fact that she's willing to come on here and share it with people on social media and help people and educate them and let them really know what's going on, I think is amazing. So without further ado, Mia, tell everybody a little bit about yourself. Tell everybody how we met first.
Hey, how are you? Happy Friday. A little bit about me. I started when I was much younger with the Yellow Pages. I saw the Yellow Pages wasn't going. The internet just started. And I realized that that was going to be the new information highway. So I left and I went to a company called Reach Local, which was in the beginning was the first online marketing agency. And it had proprietary technology. So I went with them. I'm with Thrive Hive now, which actually, funny thing, we just bought back Reach Local. We just bought Reach Local, and we purchased Gannett. I'm an internet marketing advertising consultant. I handle everything from social media all the way to blog posts to display advertising to the new thing that's Connect TV right now. I'm Google AdWords certified. My company's a premier Google partner, not just a Google partner. We're a premier. We're a partner with Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn as well. And we are the online marketing firm for the PGA Tour.
Wow.
So how I met Matt, my family home was up for sale, and I found out it was up for sale, and it was actually destroyed. It was totally destroyed. The people ruined it. And the people who owned it were going into a short sale. At that point, they told me it was a short sale, but as me and Matt found out, it wasn't even I had to wait so long. It had to go into the banks. He had to get approved to refinance, and it was a nightmare. So before I met Matt, I knew I wanted the house. I knew I was dealing with a realtor that was clueless, even though she acted like she knew what she was talking about. And I'm not a realtor. I could just tell it was going to be part of my French total shit show. So being an online person, I did the best thing I could, and I tried to look for people who were experts in the field of short sales. So I searched in the search bar, actually, through Facebook, short sales, and Matt came up, and I started looking at him, and I was watching some of his stuff he was posting, and I emailed Matt and I said, I really need your help. I really need you to help me and walk me through on what I need to do with this short sale. I had my own realtor, and realtors don't think they can make money in these short sales, and I understand that, but then they don't, if it's not easy, they don't want to do it. So in a way, I think even as a person buying a home, you need to be your own advocate, or you need to be the real estate person that they're going to put faith in. With that being said, I would have to say, Matt, I think you and I are really the ones who closed the deal on that and made them move the ball. Because if it wasn't for Matt, none of them, neither side knew what they were doing with the short sale. They were, I can't even begin to describe the total shit show it was. It was awful. Matt told me what to look for, told me what needed to be done, told me where we were supposed to be. The seller's agent was trying to get more of a profit, but she was going to lose the house on them, and they weren't going to be able to get out of it. So it was going to go into foreclosure. And personally, I didn't care, because the acreage behind the home I already own, and my family's in front of me. So no one was buying this house besides the only person that was it was stupid enough to buy this house was me. So no one was even going to take this home for to flip because it needed so much work. But my husband, he's a contractor. I knew we could get everything done. I knew our capability, and I knew that we could get it done, and I'd have my house back plus our acreage in the back, and it was going to be a win-win for me and a win-win for the people because they were going to be able to get out on a short sale. So the agent, she hemmed and hawed, tried to up our price, and I wasn't paying it. I wasn't going to do it because it wasn't even worth it. She threatened me with it going to foreclosure, and at that point I said fine, let it, because I haven't been in it that long, and I'll sit on it and I'll wait another 5 years if that's what it takes, because the land in the backs, I own it. So
let's back up a little bit. So this was the family home that you grew up in. When you say it was the family home that you grew up in, this is important because, guys, we're talking about marketing today. We're talking about marketing in general, but we're also going to be talking about marketing in COVID-19. So how old were you when you lived in this house?
Oh, into my 20s.
So from a little kid into your 20s, you lived in the house.
Right.
Okay. House gets sold.
Right.
Somebody owns it, destroys it. We're not going to bore people with the details. Destroys it. Matter of fact, guys, Mia and her husband actually restored the property. She's actually invited myself and my family to come up to visit her in Rhode Island and actually see actually what she did with the house. So I think that would be, an amazing side story or video, something that we could follow up on a later date with. But so now let's fast forward. You try to reach out, you try to find out about, buying the property. You're not having any success. Now, this is a little weird situation because you actually paid my company to help you, to assist you,
right,
to purchasing your family home back because your agent and the listing agent and the attorney wanted nothing to do with my company, said they can get it done. But in the end, you and I actually got it done. Is that true, yes or no?
Oh, if it wasn't for you, it would have been, it would have went to foreclosure, and then I would have had to battle all through that.
So it's amazing because here's somebody who's a homeowner who is amazing at marketing, knows what she's doing. I mean, guys, one of her major clients is Toyota cars. So you're talking with somebody who's a heavy hitter in the industry that understands marketing, Google certified, Facebook, all the other great stuff that's out there, social media. But she reached out to me by researching me on Facebook. So she used her marketing skills to find me to help her. What did you actually put in the search bar to find my company?
I put in, I was doing research for myself to educate myself on short sales. So in Facebook, I figured there has to be some posts out there, some articles out there on Facebook while I'm searching, because you can go on. I went on forums online, and there's forums, but I said, I searched each and every avenue through online search sites to Facebook search sites. And in the search bar of Facebook, I put in short sales, how to close a short sale. That's really what I was trying to figure out, the steps to close a short sale, what needed to be done, because I was uneducated about short sales. I had no clue. So I figured you should really know what you're doing yourself and educate yourself while you're going through this process, because I wasn't getting any answers from these agents. So I found you, I believe you did a video. And I said, well, this guy knows what he's talking about, or I assumed. And I said, I have to reach out. What can it hurt if I reach out to him and say, help me, please help me? And you did. And thankfully, here we are.
Okay. So we're gonna fast forward. Nobody needs to hear the whole backstory, whatever. The bottom line is it was a success.
You knew more than my agents.
I appreciate that.
That's true.
I appreciate that. But now you know more than most real estate agents do now.
That's true too.
And the whole process. So who knows? Maybe you and your husband, knowing that he's a contractor, maybe you guys will actually go after short sales, and you could tell real estate agents, look, we're going to do it my way, or we're not going to do it at all, because now you know
Right.
how the actual process
Oh,
works, right?
right.
So you're in the house now, obviously, COVID-19.
Love it.
It's a, it's a fucking train wreck. But
Yeah.
people, companies still need to thrive. So people that would normally work in an office environment, maybe work in a commercial environment, whatever it is, this is really making or having people rethinking having commercial space and having people working, believe it or not, from a social distance and still being able to work, be productive. My company's virtual, so
Right.
we didn't, we didn't, we didn't skip a beat. We kept going.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about what people need to do, maybe to shift gears. That maybe they're used to being in a storefront, working from their home. What can you offer as far as education to people that are listening to right now? And guys, this is purely educational stuff. If you want to reach out to me afterwards about our services, you can do that. But right now, Mia said, Matt, you help me. I want to help people right now. Obviously, the market's turning, and let me give my 2 cents. I said, let's do it. So
Right.
tell people what you think.
The market is it's changing every day, and it's the dynamics of it from my standpoint. Watching what's going on is amazing. I'm watching things happen, and I'm saying, wow, it's crazy times for all of us. But your business can't stop either. Essential businesses, even businesses that are non-essential, you're going to have to pick up eventually when we get out of here. So right now is not your time to stop promoting yourself, regardless if it's with online services or what you were doing before. Right now, with you doing advertising, you should actually either keep it steady or even ramp it up, because back in 2009 when we had a recession, it's proven, actually decades proven, that if you pull out of your advertising or being seen, you're going to plummet, you're going to drop, and someone who's right now going to pick up their marketing is going to pass you, and that is a fact. So regardless if you feel you're not going to get a return at this moment for anything that you're doing, you will when we get out of here. So
Let me
you want
stop
to
you
be
right. Let me
forefront.
stop you right there.
Yep.
So when I told you, because we're friends,
Hmm.
Mia, I think what I want to do right now is I want to offer education to people now
Yeah.
so they understand where we're really headed. In
Yeah.
2005, when I got into the industry, nobody knew who the hell I was.
Right.
2007, they knew exactly who I was, and they were lining up to take my classes. So I
Right.
said, what do you think about me doing the live shows during the day? You
Right.
said, Matt, Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock every single day, get on fucking social media. Right now, people may not reach out, but they're going to reach out to you. Get ahead of it. And you know what?
Right.
I took your advice. And it not only has taken me to another tier, another level, people are reaching out and saying, Matt, can I come on? Can I do what you're doing? So you've actually started a trend by talking to me because, I bounce a lot of ideas off of you and you help me as far as the marketing side of it. So
It's all
doing
about visibility right now, Matt. It's all
exactly.
about staying in front of that person who eventually could use you. And it has nothing to do with whatever avenue you are doing. This is not me here pushing marketing. I'm pushing marketing as a general. Right now, you have a captive audience. People are home. Those people are home. And if you take yourself off while you have a captive audience, you're out of your mind. Because right now, you should be in their faces because they want to know that you, as a realtor, are stable, that you're out there, that you're working, that you're giving them advice. I don't care if you even go on and you tell them about, give them COVID the information of COVID is so crazy. There's so many things all across the board. But if you're taking your local health department's information and posting it, and they know that they can go to you and always have true facts for what you know of that it is at the time, they're going to follow you because you have a captive audience. What better way than to be in front of those people at their downtime, not just at the good times? Now, most people in your industry are probably thinking, I don't want to do any marketing because no one has any money and nothing's moving or this isn't happening. Well, what I'm going to tell you is, one, the person looking for a house right now, you just weeded out a serious buyer versus a non-serious buyer, because they're not thinking about buying a home unless they're serious at a time like this, right? So if someone's going to reach out to you, they're completely serious. Two, why take yourself off when everyone's taking themselves off? Put yourself out there because they're not there. So you are. So your airspace or your airtime, the clutter has diminished. So now you have, now you were a little fish in a big pool, but now you're a big fish in this pool that everyone took, that they jumped out of the pond. They were all jumping out of the pond. Jump in, because now you have so many avenues too. Some places are willing to give breaks on advertising. Some are willing to do. There's so many things going on. I mean, you do research, you'll find places to go. But where would I say to be at this time? Online, virtual, be virtual. People aren't really looking at the newspapers, and I work for one of the largest newspaper companies. They probably kill me when they hear me say that, but most people are online right now. That's where people are.
So let me ask you this. Well, a lot of online companies are actually owned by newspaper companies anyway.
Right.
So let me ask you this. I've noticed, now my wife was smart when this whole thing was going down, and I thought, you know what? You're nuts. She started buying her hair color. She reached out to her hairstylist that she's been going to forever and said, what is the code, or what is it that I need as far as the hair color? And I said, do what you got to do. But you know what's happening? There's a hell of a lot less selfies of people on social media.
Absolutely.
Not only you, and I'm sure you're wearing it for different reasons, people are wearing hats. People are pulling their hair back. There's a reason for it. So, social media is very powerful. It can be good things and it can be bad, but there's no bad publicity. So I say to people, don't be shy. If you have something to offer, and I ask, or people have reached out to me and said, man, I'd like to come on the show. Is there any way we could do it where there's a blurred screen, or you could just hear my voice? And I said, why? My hair looks like shit. So the answer is no, obviously, because this is a time of education. If you look like shit, there's a reason for it. You didn't take advantage of the fact that you could have purchased this stuff. And obviously, now Amazon is going bonkers because everybody's, getting everything shipped to their house. So having social distancing isn't always a horrible thing, especially for people that don't like people that, are antisocial. There are a lot of people that are antisocial that are saying this is amazing, but there's also a lot of people that are antisocial that are saying, I think I need to be a little social right now.
Well, I want to tell your followers and your friends something. Just because you have a Facebook page too, and I tell you this all the time, Matt, doesn't mean someone's seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want someone to assume I'm going to put this out on my Facebook page, my Facebook business page, and everyone's going to see it. They're not. One, you should share it, but two, you really should yourself add a couple bucks into the advertising side through the social side, through Facebook, because Facebook, their rules haven't changed. They want you to advertise, and that's how you're going to get views. So if you go into your Facebook, I don't care if, I always tell you this, Matt, I don't care if 2,000 people liked your Facebook page. That doesn't matter to me. That's your ego. But I need you to go into your insights of that Facebook page, and you need to tell me that engagement rate. Because if that engagement rate is at 0 or 1%, You need to do something about that, and you need to get that out because no one's seeing it. Likes don't matter anymore. It's engagement rate. And a lot of people miss the boat on that. So you need to go in your insights of your Facebook page. You need to know what you're looking at. So if I could stress anything the most, it's engagement rate. You have to look at that. If you say, oh, I have no engagement rate, no, but I have 2,000 likes, I don't care. Matt could have 10 likes, you could have 2,000. Matt's engagement rate is through the roof. Yours isn't. Whose page is has more value?
Well,
Matt's does.
I want to raise this point. Some people might have thousands and thousands of views. Some
Right.
people might have, a couple hundred likes. I've learned from you, doesn't matter how many views, doesn't matter how many likes, how many engagements. So for me, if you gauge the people that actually interact on my video, you'd say, okay, he's doing okay. But we're doing better than okay because we are building a cult audience behind the scene that people don't know about. I would never have known about that if you didn't tell me about that 4 years ago. Now, I'm putting your information up because this is informational only. If somebody wants to reach out to you, you're okay with giving them a consultation on
Sure, free. Yeah, no, I mean, it's not, I'm not a pushy sale. I'm not here to push. I love what I do. So if you have questions, I love to answer, and don't feel like I'm going to say, here, you have to. I don't do that. I've learned, I've been in this a long time. If you want to do business, you do business, but I'm more than willing to talk. And I love that. I love what I do. So to give out information,
so if people right now want to ask questions, you're 100% okay with it.
absolutely.
So, guys, if you're watching this now, or if you're curious, because we're on a couple of different social platforms right now, ask your questions. Ask questions now, so you're not later on saying, "Well, I should have asked that question." Don't be that guy. And if you don't want to put it on social media and you want to hit me private messagely, and you don't want your name out there, that's fine too. I'll ask the question, and I won't say who you are. So, based on what's going on right now in social media and social awareness with the social distancing for people are panicked and they're worried about, in my realm, which is real estate and investing, they're worried that people aren't going to want to purchase properties. We have closings. We absolutely have closings coming up.
Oh,
Things have slowed down because of courthouses, county courthouses, recording documents, being able to do rundowns, final rundowns, any type of title search, but we're getting deals done. So what would you say to somebody who's panicked right now that may or may not think that they can survive through this whole process and thrive on the end? I'm talking about real estate agents right now. I'm talking about people that are, elderly in the industry that are not social media savvy. And I'm talking about new people that are social media savvy. What would you say to somebody in an instance that's a real estate agent right now?
bottom line, put yourself out there. I would tell you to put yourself out there. You have a captive audience. Don't come down. If someone is going, they might not want to buy a home right now, but the person who does contact you at this moment to buy a home, they're a serious buyer. So that just got rid of a whole bunch of smoke screens for you too. Second, you want to be the solid real estate agent in this market. You want to offer tips. You want to let them know I'm still here for you. So now is not the time to take yourself off anything. Now's the time to throw yourself out there even more, whether it be social, whether it be through you doing $10 a week on Facebook ads to promote that business page with up to date current information. Um, I can't stress that enough. The 2009 a post cereal and Kellogg cereal post kind of pulled out themselves in the recession, and Kellogg's upped it, and Kellogg's went I think it was like 61% higher in gross sales versus post that went down. You can see that with Toyota. You can see that with all kinds of industries. During a recession, because regardless if it's COVID or not, this is, we've never seen this. But this is the time because we will go back to life. We will be live. We will be active again. So you want to be the steady. through the storm. You want to be there for that person. So and it doesn't have to be talking about real estate. It could be talking about, things to do in the house. It could be, how to keep your kids entertained, anything to keep you out there and relevant. So, the best social page is not always about sales. It's not about pushing sales. Sales will come if you treat people right. If you give them what they want, they give you what you want. So you don't push sales on people, but let them have an article that, oh, my blog, I can read this. And it's not about pushing sales. It doesn't always have to be about it can be about what a parent's doing to cope with the kids' teenage, make them laugh, amusing, funny, educational. I mean, there's so many avenues to go, but just don't take yourself off right
Nina,
now. Throw yourself out there.
somebody right now, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Somebody on social media on one of the platforms actually said, what about right now, based on people who are working from home and they are playing around with social media platform, purchasing actual equipment that they can actually go live with, light screens, cameras, greenback, the backdrops, whatever it is. What's your thought on somebody spending money
You don't
on?
need to.
No,
If you don't have the money, no, you don't. You could use a platform like what we're using right now.
right?
You don't. I mean, if you don't want to spend the money and all that, let's face it, Matt, that has a learning curve. And you don't want to overwhelm somebody right now when you're trying to get them to push themselves out on social media and do videos and business pages, and their brain's overwhelmed as it is.
Well,
If they
okay.
want to go buy that and they're tech savvy, go ahead. But the regular person today, I mean, you can get on live with their phone. I mean, they don't have to purchase green screens, and I mean, unless they want to, but getting yourself out there, just out there with a regular talking video is fine, right through your phone, and push it out there on your page.
So
It's
one of the users right now that's following us, I'm gonna give him a shout out. Hashtag Gizzy Credit. Hashtag Gizzy Credit. Ask this question: $10 a month. Start on Facebook. Is that a good way to place to start?
$10 a month.
Yeah.
Which if you're going to hit a local market, maybe in your local town,
Yeah.
fine. If it wasn't, I wouldn't say $10 a month. I think you should take maybe $10 a week in your local market, because once you put that, the other thing is too, know how you set up a Facebook ad, because if you do it incorrectly, I've seen people scream that they set it up inside, and then they never set the budget right, and then they were charged, or they weren't charged, or they hit all of the United States where they didn't want to hit that. So right now you want to be smart. So go local, go small. $10 a month. I know you need to up it more than that. Absolutely. I would say maybe $40 a month. Do $10 a week, but make sure you're hitting you want people likely to move, interested in real estate. You want to make sure that all your behaviors are there, that the demographic is there, the age, 18-year-olds, let's face it, most 18-year-olds aren't buying a home. So you really want to up the ante. I would even up it maybe possibly to 30-year-olds and higher. The age, because you can't, Facebook's going to set it up blank for you, and it will say 18 to 65. Well, those aren't your age brackets. Go smart. So I would say change that to maybe 35 and up. If you could even go to what their annual income is. Now we know they have money. I mean, there's so many criterias that you can go into. So make sure that's all set. Then the budgeting will say $10 a day, $10 a week, you need to make sure you're changing that. And then it will say what town. It will say, okay, so I'm in Rhode Island. I could hit all of Rhode Island. Rhode Island's small. I mean, to get across, it's 50 miles long. So I would hit all of Rhode Island, but maybe out in New York, you're going to go somewhere, Long Island only, or New Jersey, your town of New Jersey. So make sure that when you're setting up an ad, that you're doing it correctly. If you need help, reach out to me. I'll more than gladly show you, or we could do this again and I could, share my screen and show you what I would assume would be the best to set up for an agent. Because that matters. That definitely matters. And you don't want to waste your money foolishly and then drive them somewhere. Also, if you have your own website, every time you put a post, I always stress this, put your URL in there. Always throw your URL in. Facebook's funny because they don't want to show URLs, and they'll never say that, but they don't, because they don't really want you out of Facebook jumping into a URL. And that only makes sense. They want to keep you in Facebook. So sometimes with those URLs, you have to add some money into it for that post to even be shown. So I think $10 a week to start, I would definitely start there. You don't have a fear of losing it. That's coffee money, guys. It's easy. Put it aside. You're not buying coffee now. So take that coffee money and put it into some advertising.
That's actually a very good point, because right now, I know for a fact, because I'm saving a shitload of money, Starbucks is closed. So let's say it's I'm going to give you an example, $6.23, right? Times 30. That's $186.90. So right now, since you really can't go out and go to Starbucks, why not utilize that money? This is a great fucking pitch. Use your coffee money for marketing money instead. Use your coffee money instead, and use your marketing money.
Absolutely.
So again, somebody asked here, what book would you recommend for marketing online?
A book to read?
Yeah.
Oh God. You know what? I can't even give you an answer for that. You know how long it's been. I mean, I would say just articles. I haven't read. I mean, don't forget, guys. I'm getting Google conferences every day. Google has a great learning site. They have Google training. So you could start with online there. Even Facebook has its own help. If the place that you want to go, Facebook has its own learning center. Google has its own learning center. So if you want me to tell you what book, go to the person, go to the source. They're the best book. So Facebook Learning Center, Google Learning Center, they have their own learning center. Go there. No book, because with books, sometimes you always get someone else's opinion, I would learn straight from the source. That's what I could say.
That's amazing. That's some really great content, obviously, that you're giving somebody. So in the 20 years of being in the marketing, have you ever seen it where it's been this bad?
We had a 2009 recession that was pretty bad. I mean, right now, this is unprecedented. My head is spinning. I have clients doing really well, believe it or not. I have home improvement people they're kicking ass right now. I have a couple awning companies, large companies they're through the roof busy. Because now you think of it this way, you have think of it this way. I am stuck at home. I'm looking outside now where I never was home. I was always working, but now I'm stuck at home and I'm looking outside at my backyard and I'm saying, boy, what a shit your show this is, right? And I'm going to be spending some time. God, we don't know how long we're going to be here. I might be here all summer. So they're calling, they're getting an awning put on. They're going and they're getting their backyard redone. They're buying pergolas. They're doing things to make their home an oasis because they don't know what the story is. Mm-hmm. So they are spending the money to make their place a happy place. Mm-hmm. So I think that's huge to know. Or brides, they're not getting married yet because they put all the venues, but they're researching online because the day it opens, the day they're getting married. That's what's happening. Everyone's learning to do different things. I have an attorney who's criminal. Now he's focused on, he's focusing on domestic abuse because people are sitting together who knows who's gonna didn't knock each other out. So things have changed. It's still there. It's just the scope of things. People are just changing their scope of business. They're changing the thought process. People who were thinking about moving, they might be stuck in this house for, another month and be like, I really hate this house and I'm out once this, I'm going to live my life and I'm buying that house when I get out of here because I want a new home. So you're going to see extremes. Plus people, you have some people who buy just because they're buying because that's what they do when they're nervous. It's insane. And where to go with it. I mean, they'll be doing studies on this forever.
Sure.
It's crazy, but and then you have like TV, like we handled Connect TV, which is another thing. So I'm able to put customers out on, which we've shifted. My restaurants are out there where they're able to do a commercial on like Hulu and Netflix in their local market because you have a captive audience. They're watching these series, they're watching everything. So that's huge. Connect TV is actually huge right now. Retargeting ads that are in the back of your website. So you have someone enter your site that came through Facebook. They went to your www. Now when they leave, now an ad's going to go back to them if they're on the news station or if they're on CNN or ABC or NBC. Now your ad will go on to that online station of them in their local market, and now you're bringing them back to you again. It's all about visual. It's all about being seen. It's all about branding. And like I said, whether the sale comes today or tomorrow, you want to be there. Now's the time to make yourself seen. You can do a lot. You could really like boost up your views. You can boost up your credentials. You can, that big guy might be out because he's not really thinking about it and think smart.
Guys, look, I'm going to offer an opportunity right now. If you want to come on live right now with us, take that link that I just posted, put that in your browser on your computer or in your phone, click on it. You're going to come into the backstage of the website. I'm going to see your face, and then I'm going to bring you in. And you can actually you can interact with us right now, live on social media, and you can offer your 2 cents. You can say, Mia, I don't agree. I agree. You can. I'm basically going to give you the opportunity to come on here and talk about what you think as far as social media. And we'll take it from there. I don't think anybody else is willing to do stuff like that. Look, I tell people all the time, put me in the hot seat. So now's your opportunity. You take me and you can take Mia Rose and you can put us both in the hot seat. But this is a great opportunity to find out information, obviously, about marketing right now and find out, really what you need to do as far as moving forward, because obviously this is very important. Here's another question. Hold on. We got a big player coming on here. Hold on. We've got backstage right now. This is Christopher Chin, and this guy's a fucking savage. So here we go.
I think I know a little thing or two about social media and marketing.
Chris, what's going on? This is a pleasure to have you on. Me, this is one of my good friends, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Been in real estate for a very short period of time, but he's also a marketing guru in his own right. He left a career to basically, get involved in real estate, and people thought he was crazy. So, Chris, you tell us how crazy you really are.
Well, I used to do a lot of marketing work and I also interned in a company for advertising a couple, many years ago, working for a company in the city called BBDO. I did a lot of work with Pepsi, AT&T, Motorola, AT&T, Gillette, etc. for about a year. I also then went into retail and I worked in New York City where I got to work with a whole bunch of small businesses and just sold a whole bunch of. I worked for T-Mobile selling mobile phones to small businesses and opening accounts for the Diamond District specifically. So a lot happened.
So, Chris, what do you think about what me is talking about right now?
Social media is definitely key in this, right now, specifically, my team and I has been, we've been leveraging it. And, for me specifically, while Albert's actually been running around outside and everything, I've been inside, just making sure, doing whatever I can to, just get the band, just expand the brand and just, try to market the brand as much as I could. We created a new magazine, which is a digitalized magazine, which I'm emailing out to old clients and anybody else that's interested in it specifically. We posted all over Facebook, Instagram, etc. We're tackling a whole bunch of different things. As Mia said a little bit earlier, it doesn't always have to be about real estate. Example, the first week, I started a channel called Unlocking Your Homes Weekly, or Unlocking Your Homes Live. The first one I did was with Dr. Frank Dos Santos, who is an ER physician in the East Orange Hospital. He is the partner of the first ER physician who died from COVID-19.
Oh, sure.
And I got to interview him as one of my first guests. So things like that, just keeping people informed about what's going on, just showing that you care about the community. Because if you're only just selling real estate anyways, people just think you're all about the money. And nobody wants someone that's money hungry right now in this times. They want someone that just honestly just cares about the community.
Chris, I want to ask you a question. How long have you been in real estate?
4 years.
How many people you have on your team? Chris, you there? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I'm here.
I know you're here.
We have 4, including myself.
So there's 5 people. So basically, so you grew your business.
4 total.
What's that? Oh, you have 4 total. I think Chris is spending all his money on marketing, and he's spent the money on some good bandwidth there. Chris, he's telling you right now, right? Where is he? Well, hopefully he'll jump back on. But anyway, I guess the point I'm trying to make is that, having a social presence right now is super important.
Key. I can't stress it enough.
Offering assistance to people in this time and educating people in this time is obviously going to go a long way. Obviously, you're going to get people that are going to be takers and not going to be givers. My company has been all about giving for many years and helping others. So looks like we lost Chris. So
it's all about helping others. I mean, right now, even my clients call me, I get calls all the time. I get calls from clients stressed right to the max, and it's about putting, letting them know, this too shall pass. And here he is.
Sorry about that. I have Comcast and my internet went out, so I just went on my phone. So anyway, I have a total of 4 people on my team.
So you have 4 people on your team, Chris. So 4 people, 4 years. Obviously, you're going wide and you're going deep. Now you left where you were with your real estate company. We don't need to talk about the name. Then you jump to this new company that you're with. You can say the name if you want. Who's the company you're with now?
I went to Nest Seekers International in Summit, where they're really big in New York City. I've been working with Eddie Shapiro, the CEO, directly, just working directly with the business and trying to figure out how we can grow this business in Jersey.
So let's back up, guys, because this is really important. Chris, how'd they find you, Chris?
Well, they opened an office in Summit, and Lori Garfinkel actually is one of the managers in the office right now, and she knew me from a company. And I've been pretty aggressive online, and just as soon as they opened, I kind of wanted to make myself a little bit more known to their company specifically.
Right.
So I went to all their I went to a couple of their events. They had a car show at Summit last year, which was pretty interesting. And I just got to meet all the managers. I get to meet the broker at that time, and next thing you know, it took a couple of months, but next thing you know, I signed up for Nest Seekers.
So you're actually smart enough, Mia. You know where I'm going with this. You're actually smart enough to put the time in to build a brand and market yourself for them to want to basically say, Chris, you want to come on board? And by the way, what is it? It's Nest Seekers.
Yes.
Who's the guy who made Nest Seekers?
Eddie Shapiro is the CEO. He actually built the company after 9/11 during a recession when basically they told him that he probably shouldn't. He actually hired one of the top agents. Many of you guys might know him from $1 Million Listing in New York, Ryan Serhant.
I'm sorry, what's his name?
Ryan Serhant from $1 Million Listing in New York, which I've actually gotten the pleasure to go to a couple of events with at this particular point. More details coming up in the future that I got to kind of keep on the on the low.
Yeah.
But a lot of great things happening because I made this jump.
So it really is about exposure. It's about marketing. It's about getting yourself out there. You live in Springfield, New Jersey, correct?
Yes.
You started marketing yourself as some guy in Springfield, New Jersey. And I know people are like, well, who the hell is this guy Chris Shit? He's out there doing all this crazy shit. Who was one of the guys who was behind you who believed in you?
Oh, definitely you, man. Matt Marino for sure. And the reason Crescent Avenue.
Tell me how you can toot my horn.
Why not? I gotta throw it out there. But the reason why is because you know what? I knew what you were about. I saw so much potential in you, and you have an amazing story. And I really hope that you write a fucking book one day because people really need to hear the Chris Chin story. But Chris, let's take it one step further because I know you're busy. But let's take it one step further. So, did you recently sell one of the most highest priced houses in your area?
Yeah, we actually, before I started my team, I sold the most expensive home. Actually, a week after I sold 1252 Crescent Avenue, or a couple of weeks after that, for $15,000 above ask. Okay. Which is the project that we worked on. This is when Mr. Prosdick got to sell it on the flip side. We managed to sell that in 6 days. 6 days on the market, $15,000 above ask. We listed at $359,000, sold it for $375,000. A couple of weeks later, I closed on 556 Ashland Road in Springfield, which actually ended up being the most expensive home in Springfield on the Garden State MLS for $1.3 million. And a couple of weeks after that, my associate and I, Albert, actually managed to close the top 10 most expensive home in Union for $675,000 on the MLS.
So, Chris, let me ask you a question. What helped you sell these properties, Chris?
It's all about the marketing, man. We're really, really aggressive on social media. I like to think that we were ahead of the curve for the most part, in regards to being aggressive. Agents were using virtual tours for a long time, but we made it a thing to, really be aggressive using it for every single listing. I believe in the consistency factor, like the McDonald's factor. You know what you're getting every single time. Yeah. It's just depending on what you want to pick off the menu itself. But we want to stay consistent.
Can I jump in there for a minute, Chris?
Sure.
Before I forget, the other key point about those virtual tours, let's face it, some people don't want anyone in their home, so that shouldn't stop a virtual tour. Have your client do a video of themselves and text it to you, and you can put it together, of the inside of their home. If you need some inside shots and they don't want anyone in their home because of COVID, that's what I would suggest too.
100%. 100%, and I've actually been taking the time to, learning how to edit videos and everything, just in case these scenarios do come up. I have been fortunate enough to be dealing with a lot of vacant properties and properties that have, those properties specifically. So we could get someone in there, proper CDC guidelines, etc. And they could do whatever they need to do. And we market it through our website, through unlockingyourhomes.com. We market it through Nest Seekers website as well. We email it to pretty much everyone we can email it to, and we're consistently aggressive with it on a weekly basis because this is what we gotta do right now. Social media is, where everyone is alive right now. we don't have the benefit of being able to give the old school fashion and just be able to do the whole word of mouth factor by just traveling outside and knocking on a door. So what's the next best thing? We're going to email you. We're going to tell you, we're going to just market it to you in every digital way possible. So this way, that, whatever we're putting out in the market exists. And on top of that, our presence specifically as well.
Chris, let me interject, guys. So, Chris, I appreciate the fact that you came on here and you're proving Mia's point. You're proving my point. This is a similar situation to 2008, where people are panicked. They don't know what to do with their properties. They want to sell their homes. This is something where people really need to figure out what they're going to do to get from point A to point B to really get to wherever it is that they want to do as far as their final nest. Because your nest speaking. I think it's amazing that it really in 40 years that you built such a strong following for yourself. The marketing, the advertising. We've actually worked on a couple of short sales ourselves. We don't have to talk about that. This is all about marketing and educating. This is about showing people that in the time of
crisis, I got those videos on YouTube, by the way. So if anybody does want to find out about any one of our our short sale deals, there's a video on YouTube about that. I'll drop a link in the comment box later.
You're funny. I appreciate that. Look, at the end of the day, guys, this is all about education during the day. This is about showing people what they need to do as far as marketing and advertising. Chris, I appreciate you jumping on. Thank you so much.
No problem, guys. We'll talk soon.
All right, take care.
Bye, Chris.
So that was Christopher Chin from Nest Seekers, and he's in New Jersey, and the kid's a monster. He's a young kid, and he really knows what he's doing. He understands the power of marketing. He comes from a marketing background. So, me, I'm actually glad that he jumped on because he literally just reaffirmed that anybody right now that doesn't know how to market is panicked on how their business is going to grow. They might just be brick and mortar, but maybe they've thought about making the jump to social media. I'm going to leave your contact information on here to the end of the show because I think that they should contact you and talk to you about the services that you can help and provide them with so they can actually see really what is going to happen, what's coming on the horizon. And I've got some special guests that are going to be coming up in the next week, 2 weeks, whatever, one of which is actually going to talk about how she lost it all in 2008. And she was a goddamn monster in the real estate industry and networking and stuff like that. Had another bump in the road in 2017, kept going. And the reason why this person was able to keep going was because of social media and marketing. So obviously it works. Mia, what would you say to somebody right now in closing argument in the next 2-3 minutes that you could offer some value, some education, and if they want to reach out to you, they can do so?
You guys can, it's a no sale speak. So you guys can call me anytime. There's so many different products out there to promote your business. We can have a discussion and, I can tell you what direction I think you should go in or what you should be doing. So we can talk from retargeting ads to LinkedIn to Connect TV to social media to Instagram. I mean, it's endless that, and you can start with one avenue you want to do for yourself, or you can go the full boat. I mean, it's unlimited. It's limitless. I don't know what to say more than I'm willing. If you have a question, ask me. I could be talking all day through each product all day long here. It all really depends on who you are, what your capability is, where you want to go, and how much you really want to invest in yourself at this point. You can do it for free, but I'm going to stress, guys, you can't really do a Facebook page unless you're pushing it off and making people share it without adding. I would put $10 a weekend because it's really hard, and Facebook's really tough on that. So I really would say take that coffee money and put it into some kind of social media, or that's the best that's the best advice I can give. Don't pull out. Now's the time to go full throttle on it. And it doesn't have to be big dollars.
I think that was the best line today. Use
Yeah.
your coffee money for
Well,
more.
think about it. You're not going out to eat. There's your dinner money.
Yeah.
You know, you're eating home. You're not spending coffee money. You have a captive audience. Now is the time to be in front of their faces. Look at TikTok. I mean, you're looking at all these deranged maniacs out there on TikTok. Have something useful. You know, some people probably saying, I don't want to watch another TikTok video. I need something, because people are going to start getting aggravated right now too. They want to move on with life, and it's happening, and you see it. So some things that were funny maybe in the first couple of weeks are starting to get on people's nerves, where they're saying, I need to look forward to what's life going to be. I'm going to have some big changes in my life, or I'm sick of being where I was when, you know, there's so many things going to happen. Now's not the time to pull out. Now's the time to really make that statement of, and put your feet in the dirt and say, I'm not going anywhere, and here I am.
I appreciate you coming on and obviously adding your expertise. And obviously, you know, when I reached out to you and I asked you, hey, what do you think? Should I do it? And you said, absolutely, turn it up. So I've turned it up, and by turning it up, I've actually reached out to a broader audience. And this is one of the reasons why I want people to understand it's important. So by me bringing me on, obviously we're cross-marketing our networks. By me bringing other people on, we are cross-marketing networks. This is about caring and sharing right now. So if I have somebody that I'm friends with on Facebook, or we might only be friends with 150 people, but they've got 3,000 other people out there. This is about showing people how you can grow together in a downturn of the market. And incidentally, it's only been a little bit of a glitch. It's not as bad as people really think. It's just a different way. This might be the new norm. I don't know. I'm thinking about getting masks right now and putting fucking hashtag RRG on the front of it.
Hey, I'm telling you, I think you guys are going to be really thankful at the end, because think about it. Think about the person who's, like I said earlier, think about the person who's been stuck in their house and they really can't stand their house, and they were on the fence about selling their house. By the time they get out, they're going to be like, I've had it. Like, I want to live, and I have to get rid of this house. I'm sick of it. I think people who are searching are going to start searching for homes. Are going to be, I don't think they're going to be tire kickers. I think they're going to be pulling triggers, just because they've had enough waiting, where, you know, they're sitting around waiting for life to start. And so, you know, people are going to be jumping the gun and saying, that's it. I'm done waiting. I'm doing this. They've stewed long enough. We're stewing. Everyone's stewing.
100%. So listen, I appreciate you coming on, Mia. If anybody wants to reach out to you, the information's on the bottom of the screen. I'm going to leave this up for the replay. This is on basically on my social platforms. We are on YouTube, as you can see on the top. I would encourage people to start following us on YouTube, but definitely share this. You know, if you think that somebody that this might be useful information, maybe tag somebody's information on here. Maybe they could see, you know.
Feel free to call me. I mean, like I said, I'm not here to sell. I can help you with any questions, from TV advertising to newspaper advertising to social media, online. I'm looking at my background. I'm in my she shed right now. I was so glad I fixed my she shed before this happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
To get out of the house.
It looks like you need to do something with the roof in there.
No, look, wait, I'm going to show you.
Oh, wow, that looks great.
I know it.
That's pretty amazing shit. So that's in the back of your house.
Yeah, this was this actually was this little building was our bathroom bar up in our pool yard, and I had them, when we remodeled, I had them lift it up and move it into the woods. So
That's
it's like a little witch house in the woods.
There you go. That's actually perfect for you then, right?
And now it's my office now. I love it. I get up in the morning, get dressed, and I come out here.
Okay. So at the end of every show, I ask everybody to do the point. Everybody knows what the hell the point is. Well, let me see you do the finger point. Can't say it. I don't know what the hell that was, but it is what it is. Guys, remember.
You can see it.
That's good enough. Looks like you're shooting me.
Sometimes I want to.
I get in line. There's a lot of people that want to do that, including my wife and my assistant. So, guys,
All right, I got to jump on a call, so I'm hanging up on you now.
go ahead. Goodbye.
But it was nice talking to you guys.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for coming on. Guys, remember, this is Real Estate Recovery Group. This is live streaming, and we're offering this service Monday through Friday for people to come on here and get educated. If you saw value in this, please share it. Tag somebody in there that's struggling right now with their local business or an online business, thinking of starting an online business. Obviously, we talk about a lot about real estate, but what we talked about today in general is about marketing and having a presence online. So thanks so much for coming on. This is Matt Mariner for Real Estate Recovery Group, live streaming. And remember, it's not a no until you get a restraining order. And I'll see you guys next week. Take care. Bye-bye.